All right, so welcome back. We are in the services tab. We've moved out of the analytics. We've taken a quick look at the user experience, a brief look at the host experience because we can do some better ones on that probably live or in the future. And everybody listening to this right now should already be familiar with it. So we're taking a deeper dive into the admin side. And again, we just walked through the analytics tabs, the overview, the services, and the reporting. So now we're going to look at the services tab itself. And so here's what I want to show you. So you remember how we were showing on the user experience how there were, I believe, 16 different services, the 9 and 11 for Sunday, as well as the 8 p.m. and 11:59 p.m. for all 7 days. So that gets us our, 16. So you're going to see that reflected right here. You can see the different ones that are coming up. And here's what I want to show you is how to actually build a service. So you're going to see right here with this edit, these are already completed. I don't want to jump in to mess with any of this right now. We can create templates as we go, and Debbie, that'd be fine to have conversations about that. But what I want to do is just kind of play and act like we're going to insert some videos here into the 9 a.m. Like, let's go ahead and get prepared for the 9 a.m. service coming up this Sunday, August 16th. So you can see right here where it says it needs a video. So once there's a video, whether it's a SimLive link, a simulated live link from YouTube, or whether it's an embed code from what's called Living is One, that will be our encoder for our live services here coming in the next couple of weeks. But I want to go ahead and just show you how to jump in and actually build a service. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to want to make sure that you're very clear on what the service title is. Don't worry about putting 9 a.m. service or 11 a.m. service or anything like that. You're already going to see that up here. I'm going to leave it blank, but let's just say we have that there. One thing that I do, so you'll receive this information from Lydia, and I'm going to Lydia's the only one who can tell you, but I'm going to point you to Lydia to make sure that you're in the path or in the correspondence where you're getting the service titles as well as the sermon notes, and we can talk about that as well. Okay. One of the other things that I do is I try to leave it at a static 1 hour and 30 minutes. Preferably, like if there was a way to know what the actual time was, that's great. I like to try to keep it as tight as possible within 5 minutes. That way that when people are logging on, they're not just seeing a blank screen, because that is what will happen when the service has concluded. If we have extra time, it'll just, people can still chat, and it's not always a bad thing, but I don't really want to deal with that. I'd like to try to keep this within 5 minutes of the actual service closing time. So we'll work on better methodology for that. Right now, I'm leaving on the public chat. I am trying to check in, even though we're not doing actual moderation. I'm trying to just kind of check in and make sure there's nobody trolling us on there or being silly. I'd be more worried about that with YouTube and Facebook, but if people are at church online, they're getting a direct link, so I don't expect there to be anybody acting foolish. What I typically will do is set up the chat where people can start. I'm going to start at 5 minutes before. Allow people to chat 5 minutes before the service starts, and then I will leave it 0 after the service ends, and you'll see why. I'm gonna actually, when we get moderators in, I may move that back to 10, but let's just leave it at 5 for now. We've been taking live prayer off. Make sure that's toggled off. Right now, when we're ready to add people to help field live prayers, we'll be ready for that. And right here, this is probably going to be the most important thing that we do. So right now, we are using what's called a simulated live embed code, or a video URL that comes from YouTube. I think I won't spend a lot of time going into YouTube codes. I think we all know how to copy paste YouTube videos URLs, but that's what you would do. You would simply just paste it right in there. However, once we go to Living is One, you shouldn't have to worry about it at all. Like, it should be a set it and forget it, because we have a unique embed code that we will just leave in there from now on until Jesus comes back. Hopefully, we won't have to worry about that again. Right now, and this is the tricky part, and hopefully this won't last for another week or two, But we literally have to wait until 10 minutes prior to service starting, or at least prior to the 9 a.m. So that means at 8:50, you're gonna have to keep the window open for the YouTube, and I can show you how to do that in another tutorial. I won't right now, but you'd have to leave the YouTube channel open on the admin side and go and yank as quick as you can, copy and paste, copy that link from the YouTube channel from the admin side and just do a paste right in there. And I'll just flash forward. But once you paste that, you can skip to the end and just click save, and that way it'll get the service started as well. But you do have to wait till 8:50. That's just the way that our current provider, Restream, works. We don't like it. That's one of the reasons why we're moving. We have to wait till 10 minutes before. Okay. So again, one of the things that I'll do is I'll do a start the video 10 minutes before the service. Oh, okay. It says the video cannot start before allowing people to chat. Okay, well, then that's what we're going to do. We're going to move that down to 10 minutes. And leave that countdown in. So that should be fine. Wait. Huh? Okay. Okay, cool. All right. I knew that was weird. A little glitchy. Okay, so that's the first half of that, how to set all that up. Any questions, don't hesitate to ask there. Here's where we get into a little bit more action, just talking about moments. You can see right here. So I'll just read it out. Moments give attenders opportunities to engage with their service. They can be posted manually by hosts or scheduled to post automatically. I'm going to show you how to schedule them. Timing for the automatic auto-posted moments is based on the service time. Enabling pre-service chat or starting the video before the service begins will impact this time. That's so important. I just now realized that this last Sunday. So for example, we're starting the video 10 minutes prior. So just know that the countdown, or the count moving forward of the time, starts from when the video airs for people to see. Now, what I'll keep explaining as I go. So I'm going to go ahead and click on automatically post. Again, this is going to be helpful regardless of whether we have live moderators or chat host or not. I would encourage most of this be done right here. However, there are some places where it may be a little bit more strategic to have a chat host actually post that up when it really needs time. Okay. So if you're going to add a moment, I've got several in here as staples already. You can see them. The connect. There's a few different types of connect. One is to need prayer. Let us know. They'll only give you a few categories. You'll see that in a second. Connect to community. Stay informed. Your generosity. So that's giving. Join our community through groups, and then inviting people through a text. And then, of course, the salvation one that we've already looked at a little bit. But let me go ahead and just show you how to add a moment. These are the ones that are available. Let me, and you already are seeing these. So if I was going to go one more step and click another add moment button. Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Oh, I'll show you in moments. Sorry, I was getting a step ahead of myself. You can actually create moments here. But if I was going to add a moment, because I do see this will be great to launch the service, these first 5. This will come later. But I want to put some of these again at the end. So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to add the moment. We want to give another opportunity for prayer at the end, for them to connect to community, for them to give. We want them to encourage them to join a group. We're not going to worry about them inviting somebody else, because at the end of the service, there's no point at that point. And then salvation, we already have that in, so I'm not going to worry about it. So we're just going to leave these first 4 in. Add those in. You can see it added those down here at the bottom. You can move them around if you want, shake them around however you want to. But typically what we do is I'm going to start with connecting people, issuing the invite. So we just want to encourage people, and you can see hours, minutes, and seconds. So I'm going to set it up to where I'm just going to actually walk you through the whole thing. So remember what I just said. So this starts whenever the pre-service chat starts. So let's set this up for where it's going to hit. Maybe let's just do 6 minutes. And then what I try to do is I'm going to move connect up here to where they can stay informed. I'm going to do that a couple of minutes later. And Debbie, if you'd like to help me create a new template where these should already be set up, where you're not having to do this every single week. I just haven't had the time, taken the time to do it. But that would be great. And of course, we can experiment from there. But I'm just going to add these every couple of minutes. Actually, I'm going to do that one at 9. And basically, by the time people are starting, they're going to see these different opportunities already there if they start on time. But if they're there a little bit early, we're giving them a little bit of eye candy, a little bit of interaction, opportunity, engagement. I'm going to do that one at 1, 2. Okay. And then I'm going to move the salvation one down. Let's see. Wait, actually, I'm going to leave it right there. So these really cover the first half of all the, just kind of intro everybody into the service and welcome everybody in. So this is going to be a pivot point right here, the salvation. So I just kind of do this static at about 45 minutes in. That typically allows for usually our worship services. Our worship part of our service is going to be anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes. And I, anticipate PG preaching usually about 25 to 30. It wouldn't be a problem. In fact, I'm even going to up that to 47. And then what you want to do is right after you give that opportunity, you want to give them a prayer one pretty quickly. So I would just put that at 48 minutes. You can give a little bit of time on this. So I'm going to give 50 seconds here. Actually, nope, I'm going to move giving here. And I'm going to set up because we're kind of doing this at the end of service, but I'm going to do this at 51. I'm going to move this back to 53. And then we're going to move this to 55. And so, again, these will stay up on the user screen. If you haven't seen that already, I encourage you to look at one of the services from a user experience, but that's what you'll see. Okay, so that was a lot there. That's how you set up your moments, okay? And then for notes, now this is something, again, I'm going to point you to Lydia to do either she could do a tutorial video for you or she can walk you through this on her own. But this is what people will see in the actual notes from a user experience. It will be over here on this side for them, whether you're a host, you'll see a notes thing queue up. You should know that. Or if you're coming at it from the user side, you'll see the notes option as well. Of course, it does look a little bit different on the phone, but it does give that tab. But everything that you see in the notes section goes right here. The title, the bullet points, things of that nature. These are all really good, little tools to make sure that works. If there's hyperlink opportunities, that'll help there. You can obviously look at different headings to, make it a little bit cleaner. We don't want it looking boring. We do want it looking as engaging as possible. So using different headers, different sizes, using quote opportunities is nice as well. Not really using so much video interlacing in there because they're watching a video. But just know that it's there as an option. And if you ever mess up, you can always do an undo there. Okay. Host info is essentially the same thing, but only for host. Maybe as we grow, you want to let your host know a few things like, hey, at 43 minutes and 12 seconds, and I'm just giving one example, PG is going to say X, and this is what I want you to do. Something like that. That's one example of how that can work. And then so what you're going to do, and this is one of the things that I really do love, is the additional services. You can actually create a template, which is what I just did here, and you can make it apply for the next series of services. Now, you need to be very careful on how you do it. You can filter them, but typically you should already see, again, any of the old ones, not old ones, but any of the current running ones. Make sure you don't step on your own toes there. You won't see the 9 a.m. because that's where we're working, but what I'm going to do is actually see if this, I'm going to see if this works. You can click on the 11 a.m. and go through Saturday at 11:59. Okay, didn't do it. You should be able to hold down shift while you click it. I'm not sure why it's not allowing me to do that, but no big deal. It takes just an extra few seconds. I'm going to go ahead and click in all these buttons. So whatever the service is, whatever the title is, whatever the video URL is, whatever the notes, whatever the moments are, whatever the notes are that we want to include, we'll go into all of these services. Just make sure that you don't, if you're getting ahead of the curve, make sure that you don't mess up any previous. As you can see, there's still Wednesday through Saturday this week running with Cheer Up. So I'm just running it Sunday for the 11 a.m. service through Saturday, and then I'm not including any of these because these are future ones. I'll start back over again with the 9 a.m. This is just, we have it projected out that this is our timeline for the foreseeable future. And then all you do after all of that is click save. Oh, okay. I'm going to put a message title holder. I'm going to do title holder. And you can know to adjust that on your own. Okay, so that should fix it. Sorry for the fast scroll. Making sure everything's there. Okay. And you should see the green deal come up where it's letting you know. So what's cool about it is now it is showing that you can see where it says title holder. So you know that all of these have been, the content has been set. It obviously still needs the video. But that at least gets your videos set up on that side. So whenever the service sermon notes come through, you would go and add those notes to the content builder, as well as the title. Just double check that everything looks good and is where it needs to be. And that's it. All right. So in the next video, we're going to take a look over moments.